Hello friends, my name is Jen and I love cookies. It is obviously late here and dark, and I've decided to just mostly leave the lights off and take advantage of my super fancy new ring light. So that's what's going on here. I just got home from rock climbing and I'm hungry, but I forgot to finish meal prepping this week. I didn't forget. I intentionally chose not to finish meal prepping this week, so I figured why not tide myself over with a cookie until I can make dinner. So today I am going to be rating the birthday cake cookie from Baked with Grace. This is my second cookie that I'm rating from Baked with Grace. I forgot to grab her thing. I'll grab it for the end. The first one was a cinnamon roll one, and it tasted a little sour, which they told me was an error that happened with this 1 week's batch of cookies. So we'll see if this one does as well or not, but I'm excited to find out. The other thing with the first one is that they told me to put it in the oven for a little bit, and it does come in this little metal tin, so I can't microwave it. It would have to be the oven. And with the first one I did, but then it was so like goopy that I had to eat it with a fork, and I was upset. That was my other one I was upset I had to eat with a fork. So I said I would try to do the second one without needing to put it in the oven first. And so I'm gonna try to pop it out right now. It looks like it is going to pop out. Yes, okay, great. I'm excited. So this cookie is actually called a cookie pie, and I think you can see why it's pretty thick. It also is quite big around. I probably should have done this before I took it out of the thing, but here it is on the hand scale. I noticed the bottom is a little bit goopy here, but that's probably because of how it was baked in the tin. Not goopy, greasy is probably a better word. But the top is nice and beautiful. We've got lovely sprinkles here. You can obviously see the sprinkles baked throughout. It is pretty crusty, I would say, on the outside. Not in a bad way. So I expect it to be like crumbly or crunchy on the outside. We'll see what it's like on the inside. And then this one does have the indent in the center, just like the cinnamon roll one did, but it's covered up a little by the frosting, but you can tell there's definitely an indent. So, all of that said, I do not believe that this one has a sour taste, so that's good. It is very sweet. I think that's because of the frosting on top. I didn't get that much of it, but I definitely feel like there's cavities going on in my mouth. I also noticed there are some white chocolate chips. You can see right here, there's at least one, which does appear to be standard. Birthday cake cookies, I guess, are sprinkles in white chocolate. Almost everyone I've had so far, that's the case. All right. So just like the last one, this is very dense. I don't want to say that the outside is crunchy or crumbly. It is definitely like more baked. The inside is very gooey, whereas the outside is not. But I'm not necessarily getting a crumble from it. Yeah, the outside's like the break and bake cookies. It's like that texture, so not crumbly, but definitely some like, not gooey, not dry, I don't know, break and bake cookies. That's the texture of it. And the inside is pretty gooey. I'm a fan of the texture of this cookie. So even though the frosting makes it really super sweet, I like it. It is a level of overly sweet that I appreciate, although it is definitely overly sweet. And I think the white chocolate chips are like pretty well dispersed throughout. So I'm definitely not getting one every bite. I think if you got the frosting and the white chocolate chip in the same bite, that might be too much, but when they're separate, it's fine. This is really solid. It's like a really good, thick cookie. I think I actually prefer it not baked, because the last one was like more brownie-like in texture, whereas this one is definitively a cookie, and it's really good. I actually really like the texture of this one without it being in the oven. I think that was the best birthday cake cookie I've had so far. It was really good. I was actually thinking as I was eating the rest of it, I was actually thinking that the texture reminded me a little bit of edible cookie dough that I bought a couple months ago and was eating. That was birthday cake edible cookie dough. It was obviously baked, but it had like just the slightest amount of grittiness to it that I think raw cookie dough has that baked cookies don't necessarily have, but it was in like the best way possible. It was delicious. I think the addition of the frosting was like the perfect amount. The bottom of this one was thicker than the bottom of the cinnamon roll one, so there was never a part where the cookie was too thin, even though it did get thinner and had a dip in the middle. And I don't know that the white chocolate chips were necessary, aside from that they apparently are in order to make it a birthday cake cookie, but I liked them. I never felt like they were unnecessary or too much. They did add a little bit of like texture variety, which I guess was fun. And I also loved the texture, or not the texture, the sprinkles distribution. They were well spread throughout the cookie. They were colorful, it was fun, just like a birthday cake cookie should be. So because it was the best birthday cake cookie I've had, and also just like a really good cookie, I'm gonna give that one a 9.1. That's up there. I think that deserves to be high. Okay, so that was the birthday cake cookie pie from Baked with Grace, or you can see it better on this one. They are based in Amityville, New York, but you can buy their cookies online. They do a release every Saturday. I believe it's at 9 a.m. Eastern time, either 8 or 9 a.m. Eastern time, one of the two. That was the second of 3 cookie pies that I ordered from them, and I'm excited to try the last one because that was delicious. If you like watching me talk about cookies, please like, comment, and/or subscribe below. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day and eat more cookies.